My aunt and I used to play dominoes on the kitchen table on summer nights when I was too young to be crushed by the weight of my surroundings. I remember that being the only full summer I spent in Mexico. I think I could remember how to play these days if I got thrown into a game, but anyway, her place. My grandpa's place had this big steel gate. She'd say, "Be in by dark or don't come in at all." I just recently understood that not coming in was never an option. All the stores were closed. Everyone was indoors, not because of Tia, but because narcos didn't want anyone out after dark dominoes. We played. She taught me how. And I remember her saying that while my still towering grandpa watched pieces move around table, he'd settle down for bed. She had to help him in the bed. She had to help him with everything. I never thought anything of it. That's grandpa, I guessed. My mother's father remembered some of his kids' names sometimes. He'd sing on occasion or fall silent for a stretch. After a life long lived and hard worked raising 13 kids, growing apple groves, Mother Nature came to collect for his success. I later learned I was a lot like him. Artistic flair, tendency to isolate, deep desire for independence. He refused to be employee. You could almost say he worked himself to death. After many seasons preparing soil, planting, harvesting, watching over his land, his mind rotted before he could enjoy the fruits of his labor. Now he was past the point of no return, on a slow descent. My father's mother had just left as I arrived back home. I'd like to think we passed each other going opposite directions on the highway. She was peacemaker between 4 boys, still mourning a 5th. She'd come by every so often and made everyone gather at our place. She'd say, "I'm comfortable here. If you want to see me, make your way. I ain't going to you." My grandma had a heavy heart full of secrets. She grew all her boys into men season by season, never stopped looking after them, took every chance to enjoy her harvest, but due to rough terrain they were cursed with, some of them required more care and attention than she had left. To this day, I still feel little kids safe when I smell cigarettes. She was loud, drank with the men, and wasn't afraid to tell you like it is. If her boys wanted to shower her with gifts, she'd let them. If they had to hide a skeleton, she'd help them. She looked happy and healthy, my father said. No one would have anticipated her fast descent. Not long after getting home, her mind started to dissolve like ash at the end of a fast-burning cigarette. She was gone in days. I think I've always been afraid to meet the same fate. But if my aunt taught me anything, it's that you can't control the hand you draw. You can only control the way you play. A couple years ago, I quit smoking again. Started working out, eating better, for one, because I was getting a gut. But I think it's the safest way I know to stay sane. To protect my brain against the wear and tear of stress over age, I learned how to meditate. I think I do it to try and habituate myself into paying attention to my mind. Whatever part be self, whatever part be mind, maybe it's a desperate attempt to hedge my bets, and maybe if my medial temporal fails me, my basal ganglia will save me. When I notice anxiety, rage, I think of them as plague, pooling, eating at my body and mind. I remind myself to not feed them and they'll leave in time. I try my hardest to get 7 to 9 every night. I've started journaling every day, just in case I ever need to IV in some of my experiences to make up for lost memories. It's an ongoing debate whether I should journal everything. All my random thoughts are just facts, dates, and names. I find that I write in this tone, as if the future me reading it knows everything I know. But if I really lost it, maybe my journal should read more like a biography. Would I want to remember how people and things made me feel, emotional footnotes possibly. If normal memories are only 50% accurate, if they're altered every time they're accessed, then the only reliable way to not chance it is to always be packing a notebook to write things down as they happen. I'm working on wrangling my attention, because to get the best definition on these written images, I need to be like 110% present. Then again, that's still pretty subjective. Is the me found through my eyes, or should I enlist the help of a third-person perspective? I know I can't win life. The best thing I can do is play well and hope the game extends. Maybe I'll even get to be me through my descent. That's that piece.